Hi, I'm Bjarki Kaikumo. In this video, we're going to be looking at MIDI. Musical Instrument Digital Interface, or MIDI, is a standard that allows different pieces of equipment to talk to one another. MIDI is control information only. There's no actual audio signal included. MIDI is a very flexible standard, and all its data can be easily edited in a sequencer, be it a hardware unit or a computer editor like a digital audio workstation, or DAW for short. Physical connections are made with 5-pin DIN cables and also via USB in newer equipment. Here's a typical basic setup. We'll start with a computer or a hardware sequencer that acts as the brain of the system. From there, the MIDI out is connected to the MIDI in of a second device, like for instance, a keyboard synthesizer. Then MIDI out of the synth is connected to the MIDI in of the host. In this case, the keyboard can also act as a controller to record MIDI information into the host. On many devices, a through port can also be found. It sends out a direct copy of the data coming into the in port and can therefore be used to connect more devices to the system in a daisy chain. At this point, we've only hooked up MIDI, and we'll need to make audio connections as well. So audio out from both devices is connected to the audio inputs of the brain. One MIDI port, or cable if you will, can carry a maximum of 16 channels. It's important that each device gets sent and is listening to its own channel or channels, otherwise you'll end up with devices playing the wrong part. For example, in our setup, let's assign the first synth to channel 1 in the host, and set the synth itself to send and receive on channel 1. Then set the second synth to receive on channel 2. Here's a typical small bedroom setup. The brain is again a computer, and let's connect a MIDI controller to it via USB. In this case, the keyboard has no built-in sounds and is only sending MIDI out and doesn't need to receive any. Let's then add an audio interface to the setup so we can record sounds. If we then would like to add more devices, for instance a drum machine with USB, then that's easily accomplished by connecting it to a spare USB port on the computer. If, however, the drum machine only has MIDI ports and no USB, then we need DIN outputs from the computer. Most audio interfaces have those built in, but if not, a separate MIDI interface is required. The last connection is then audio out from the drum machine into an audio input on the interface to complete the setup.